Khaos and Rock Attack AK-47.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Kings of Chaos podcast here on YouTube. We are the Kings of Chaos. I am Khaos, and with me as always, my main man, Rock Attack AK-47. Rock Attack, why don't you tell them what we're going to be doing here today?
Alright, today we're going to be having the topic of WWE brand extensions and some of the people that they've said that could be coming over back from possibly former talents to new talents coming over to the WWE. And we're also going to be talking about the WWE in general and what we think of their product so far, because it has changed. Why don't we just go into that right away? The WWE, I really fell out of when they went from their to their PG era.
So from the Attitude and Ruthless Aggression,
yes,
they lost you.
I grew up on the Attitude era, and I loved it. And
the Monday Night Wars.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I loved 80s wrestling too, from what I watched in the early 90s, but
early
nothing
90s
beat
was alright.
The Attitude era. And
absolutely.
Like,
it was the pinnacle of wrestling.
It was.
I mean, it was the best there was.
It didn't make sense to me that they had something good going on, and they didn't have as much attitude as they used to back in like the late 90s or anything like that. But they still had like that bit of flair and a bit of attitude to them. And then all of a sudden they say, hey, guess what? We're going to go be the PG era. And it's all about the kids and this and that.
I think wrestling, if I may interject, I think wrestling died the moment Vince McMahon stated that it was no longer wrestling, that it became sports entertainment. Because at that moment, as soon as you take the word wrestling out of it, it's no longer a sport, it's now a big debacle with a bunch of guys parading around as a show.
It's a soap opera.
It's a soap opera.
And, you know, that's what, when I was growing up, I didn't want to believe that it's a soap opera. And
you didn't want to believe it was fake. You didn't want to believe it was fake. But of course, any smart person, and I want to say this, because everybody, when someone thinks wrestling fan, they immediately think, this guy's stupid and doesn't get it. No, I like UFC as well. I like real fighting. Yep. But at the same time, I think there's a place for a thing like sports entertainment. I mean, in my personal opinion, I mean, I've wasted many a Monday and or Thursday and or Wednesday and or Friday and or Sunday, depending on pay-per-view. I mean, I've wasted many a night watching WWE, and I know I know now it's not real. I get it. Yep. It's cool. But it's still entertaining, and it's still a way to get behind. Because that's the thing with UFC, is it's hard to get behind a guy, if you know what I mean. It's hard to root and cheer for certain people. There's not very many stars, if you will.
No.
And that's what you get with these athletes from, quote-unquote, sports entertainment, is you get these athletes that you can really get behind and like, and have an interest and investment into.
Mm-hmm. I agree there. And, so basically, like, after the PG era happened is when everything kind of shut down for wrestling, I think. It wasn't the same, basically. You're used to watching something that's got attitude and flair to it, and all of a sudden, there's no chair shots. There's nothing
blood.
Like that. No blood.
No
none
swears.
of the good stuff. No swears. None of the extreme
Nothing sexual.
angles that
Nothing
you could
sexual.
see.
Well, and that it's kid friendly. It's got to be kid friendly.
Well, and that's when
it's a brand now.
I got turned off of WWE. I stopped watching WWE for a while. I went to TNA, and I watched straight TNA fan, which we're not even going to go into TNA right now because that is
just a
sinking ship, dying battle.
I was a big
right
fan
there. Though. I was
before,
too,
before Hogan and Bischoff.
But now I'm starting to see
They're
a
starting to
different
peak
era
again.
in WWE.
Yep.
I'm starting to see a lot of those TNA guys, a lot of those ROH guys. They're coming over,
but they
and
still
joining.
won't mention TNA, so they don't
They
recognize that it's not a real product. Just like, I mean, supposedly it was sourced by Dave Meltzer that what had happened is that at the Royal Rumble when AJ Styles, one of my personal all-time favorites, probably my guy that I follow the most to watch WWE and or TNA, but when it came to him, when it came to the Royal Rumble, when he got a big pop, that surprised McMahon. Yep. Like it doesn't exist, but it does, of course, and there's been some fantastic guys that have come out of it.
It kind of shows that the wrestling fan isn't so stupid anymore.
We're not naive.
They do watch other things, like back in the
and
day,
K-Fab
it
is
was
dead.
WWE, WCW, maybe ECW if you were lucky. Did you watch it? And that was basically it. But there is all sorts of other small wrestling promotions.
Oh, tons.
That have stars that are even in there now coming up there.
The territory days.
With TNA and ROH, I'm like, honestly, I'm surprised WWE isn't more afraid of ROH than they are TNA. Because they won't mention TNA, but they do mention ROH many times.
I think that's a fact that they want talent from ROH, so they don't want to diminish the brand that those individuals are working for in the indies. So that's just a polished image. That's that corporate image that WWE likes to have now. You know, they're not edgy, they're very business, they're very family, and that's kind of that's that wall they set so that they won't go out there and just rip on them. I mean, it makes for bad television, but it's good business sense, of course.
What really started for me to make me watch WWE again was actually NXT. I watched it on the WWE Network one time, and I was like, wow, this is the same people that I've been watching on ROH that I absolutely loved. And NXT is something, I gotta give Triple H his props there. NXT is something that is incredible. It doesn't feel like you're at a WWE event. It feels like you're at...
it's like a show. It's a house show.
It kind of reminds you of
old WCW, ECW.
Just not so violent, but the talent there is so crazy, but it's a good product.
If I may interject on this one, I'm a huge fan of NXT. There's so many up and coming talents that I can't wait to hit the main roster.
Oh, and not only up and
there's so many guys.
You got guys from TNA that have been just phenomenal athletes for years. You got Samoa Joe in there, Austin Aries.
That's my favorite right there. My favorite to come to the roster.
Just awesome, and so many great guys. Baron Corbin, he's a good wrestler. And look at Enzo and Big Khaos.
You know, it's funny that I thought, and this is the thing, when you look at, like, right now with the product with, like, the Vaudevillains, how they came to the main roster and they kind of flopped, I think that's a big product of NXT, is that you can survive in NXT where you can't on these big house shows, because it is more of a true wrestling fan show. So, I thought Enzo and Cass would honestly flop, and I was so excited that they didn't, because they are I see them as a young, rebellious team like we saw in the 90s and early 2000s, and they have that, and here's the thing with that, if I may say. Please, let's stop having Enzo be the pincushion that gets thrown around for the first 5-6 minutes till he makes the hot tag to Cass. And I know that's Vince McMahon with a big ol' freaking old man boner just sitting there thinking, this guy's 7 foot tall, he's got muscles, he looks like Test and Edge fucked and made a baby, and that was the product of... I get it, but I really don't want to have the team be sacrificed because of Cass and his look and his potential. Yeah. Even though I think he could do phenomenal, don't get me wrong, but as a team, I don't find a better team right now, other than the New Day or the Club, which I'm a fan of as well.
The thing that makes NXT is, when you're at a WWE event, you feel like you're at a large venue and it's not as personal. NXT makes it in your face right there, and it makes it more. It's not for the casual
wrestling fan. No, it is for real and that's the thing. That's one thing I want to stress: wrestling, not sports entertainment fans.
Another question: wrestling. If they do brand extension and they call all these guys up to NXT or from NXT, who is going to take their places in NXT, because they're still going to be having NXT.
There's obviously going to be, I mean, you have the ROHs to pull from, you have other indie leagues that you could pull from, and in the prospect of coming to NXT, I think at first it wasn't ideal for a lot of talents. A lot of people turned it down, but now they see where the product is and what it is. And I mean, looking back, who would have thought Bobby Roode would come over and be in NXT? Who would have thought James Storm would come over and be in NXT? Who would have thought Austin Aries would be in NXT? Who would have thought Kevin Owens would be in NXT? Who would have thought Finn Balor would have been in NXT? I mean, these guys are just the most phenomenal talents. Awesome. And I cannot... Finn, if played right and done right and pushed right, can be the next phenom-type character that The Undertaker was for the 80s and 90s.
Let me put it this way. Can you imagine a main event...
So excited about it!
Triple threat... Or let's say four on for a match.
So fatal 4-way?
Fatal 4-way. That's what I was trying to fucking think of.
That's the word. You're welcome.
But
I gotcha.
Let's imagine a fatal 4-way.
Yep.
Austin Aries.
Yep.
AJ Styles.
Yep.
Finn Balor.
Yep.
Seth Rollins. Now tell me that wouldn't be the most awesome fatal 4-way that we've seen in years.
Here's the thing with that too, is with this brand extension, the possibility with the call-ups, with the calling of older talent coming back, I think there's so many fantastic opportunities for matchups. I mean, we've yet to have, and here's the thing too. I want to push onto this if we could as well, on top of the brand extension. The current product with Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose, who of course collectively were once the Shield, the greatest faction probably since DX that we've seen, the most popular, the most charismatic, the most together, hope that people hoped wouldn't break up, but of course, inevitably it did. But I think with that, okay, if this scenario were to play out, I'm completely happy with the tweener right now, Dean Ambrose having the title. I more than think it's his moment. He deserves it. Coming out of the Shield, he was the most charismatic character there was. He could talk on the mic like the other two could not. Now, granted, his moveset is limited, and the lunatic lariat is the stupidest motherfucking move I've ever, where he bounces off the ropes and no, that's the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life. But if we could get rid of that, I don't mind his new finisher, how they altered Dirty Deeds and turned it into the double arm DDT, old Cactus Jack style. Which, I mean, he is trying to live up to that hardcore moniker we saw with whole Ambrose Asylum, etc.
Speaking of hardcore, let me give props to Chris Jericho for the work that he's been doing here lately. Holy crap.
He elevates talent so well, and everybody likes to hate on him, but he elevates so well.
This guy, he doesn't have to be there. No. He could just go and say, fuck you to WWE. He could pack his bag
and go home, absolutely.
Go home and enjoy himself.
Yeah, he's got enough money forever.
He's got money, and he's got other hobbies that he likes to do.
Oh, absolutely.
But this guy comes back, and he's just taking it to the extreme. He's taking thumbtacks, and he's taking bumps from all sorts of guys, and he's elevating people. Like, congratulations, Jericho.
He's the veteran you want the locker room.
But yeah,
he's the veteran you want the locker room
into a true hero
to push the younger guys, to show them the ropes. I mean, look at AJ Styles. Who's to say that having AJ come in and face Jericho wasn't the best thing for AJ to really give him an understanding of how to play to the crowd, how to do certain elements in WWE that's different than a smaller venue like TNA, where they're always filming in the same spot like Orlando or wherever they may be currently.
Let's talk about the people that are rumored to be coming back to WWE if they do have a brand extension itself.
Then I'm going to say this, Kurt Angle. That's all I got to say there. Kurt Angle, what do you feel about that?
Kurt Angle, I think he deserves his last run in WWE. He's known
he
for
could be a great
WWE.
mentor.
He could be a great mentor. An awesome mentor. But, he deserves to have a last run, I think. Don't get me wrong.
Dudley Boys come in and kind of raise talent and be there to help elevate
Angle
the product.
Has done an amazing job in TNA, and he has been a glue that has held TNA together for a very long time. And he's just always been a phenomenal athlete. So I think to give Angle his dues and let him come back and just finish out one run maybe would just be awesome. And then from there, he could be such a great mentor at NXT or something.
Oh, absolutely. Like that, and then he can transition from his wrestling career into training in NXT and just make the product that much better with the guy. I mean, if you really look at it, if Kurt Angle were to gone to the UFC when he was, let's say 10 years ago in his prime, he would have been a beast. Everybody likes to look at Lesnar and think, and rightfully so, he is, he's a monster.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you look at his career and his wrestling background, and then you look at Angle's, and realistically, on paper, Angle could beat the shit out of Brock Lesnar.
Angle
in a pure wrestling fight.
The greatest grappling wrestler
he is absolutely phenomenal.
I've ever seen.
A technician at its best.
He is a technician. He is absolutely incredible.
Okay, what about? Can I throw this out then? I got another name for you because I'm pretty excited to see it if it happens the right way. Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes. I don't know. Cody got really mistreated.
He got ramrodded with Stardust, the stupidest playoff of his brother I've ever seen. And I like me some Goldust.
Honestly, Cody Rhodes is a great talent, but he doesn't have that personality there. He went too far with Stardust. And he didn't go enough with Cody Rhodes, I felt.
But here's the thing. I think that's the WWE factoring, the management factoring of not pushing that. Because when he was the dashing Cody Rhodes, or the masked bag Cody Rhodes,
all goes back to
he was
Ryback.
A fantastic heel.
Ryback talking about how you make somebody lose all the time.
I think Ryback is gone, so we don't even have to worry about him no more.
But he was talking about how people job out all the time, and then the WWE doesn't see them as successful, and then they get rid of them. And that might be a case of Cody Rhodes right there. Cody Rhodes might have been one of those guys.
Do you think that's one of those forlorn lover situations where WWE cut him and now they're kind of regretting the situation and wants him back?
I
Knowing his
know.
lineage with his dad, dad having passed, they have these tournaments going on for Dusty right now.
WWE is going to do what's best for business, period. Another name that was brought up was Carlito. Now, how do you feel about Carlito coming back?
Okay, here's my problem. I loved me some good old Carlito spitting in the face of people don't want to be cool.
People that won't want to be cool.
I loved Carlito. I loved the disrespectful angle, and that heel character could still work today. But the problem I have with Carlito coming back is that if Carlito did come back, you know for a motherfucking fact that he would be paired up with Primo and Epico, and the Shining Stars would be that much fucking worse. Because they'd have more screen time, they'd still be... They're great wrestlers, they just don't sell. They're not something I want to see necessarily.
That's gonna be...
I want to see my team beat them. I don't want to see them do anything, really. And the whole... Come to Puerto Rico, it's great. It's the stupidest angle, creative... They literally must have shat in a hat and... just fucking, there must have been a shape of Puerto Rico in it, and they're like, that's it. That's Primo and Epico's storyline right there.
Shat in a hat.
They shat in a hat.
in a hat.
And that's exactly how they came up with this idea. Because that is just a big old steamy pile of shit right there.
You fucker, shat in a hat.
That's how I'm assuming it went down. I'm assuming
pricks.
That's the way it went down. Because
another one.
Any other way would be just not right.
Another one they're talking about coming back, which actually intrigues me a lot. John Morrison. I think he was a great talent. I can almost see John Morrison going over more in NXT than I could the main roster. Even though he's already known and everything like that. Like, he's a phenomenal talent.
Are we talking in a new character form, or are we talking his standard Morrison character? Because if they do that, he's essentially a Tyler Breeze, but rock and roll style.
Tyler Breeze,
and I don't want to, and Fandango, which they're
Tyler
already.
Breeze.
But here's the thing:
and Fandango,
his act worked in NXT. That's the problem. Is that certain products have to stay on NXT to be successful, and he is one of those products.
Well, that just shows that different people watch NXT that compared to WWE.
Oh, absolutely! Genres. It's a different crowd. It's a different, it's a different demographic that they're getting when it comes to NXT as opposed to Raw or SmackDown.
What do you say about John Morrison? Yay or nay?
He's a phenomenal talent, but I know they have to fill out their rosters. He's what they already have. Like I said, they already have a Morrison in aspects. I mean, if they changed his character up a little bit, maybe
but
I could absolutely see it.
Morrison is more of a what am I trying to think of here? He's more of like a personality, and he's more of a better.
He can commit to his character, and his skills are much better in the ring. His mic and ring skills are much better, but unless they make some weird. And we are in a PG time, and they are a family product, and you know what? Other than Darren Young, they don't have much in the way of a gay demographic. So, I mean, if you put Fandango and Breeze and Morrison together and you had them almost a la, Badass Billy Gunn and, what was his
Chuck
name?
Palumbo?
Chuck Palumbo. When they wore the headbands and they were always like slapping each other on the ass and it was gay as shit. Excuse me, I'm not, I have no problem with, homosexual. I really don't care.
Gay as shit.
But it was really over, like, even a gay guy's gaydar would be going off the Richter scale. So, I mean.
What about Shelton Benjamin?
I love Shelton Benjamin.
I love Shelton too. He has a hell of a talent, but they're not going to do anything with him. He's always going to be a mid-carder.
He's going to be a mid-card
because they don't push him the right way. Like, I don't know, like, and I don't think
technical skills A, mic skills B.
Yeah.
Fact that he'll never get anywhere is not enough reason to come back, in my opinion.
How about MVP?
Well,
MVP. Let me just say this. You are a shit talent.
Mr. Porter.
You are a piece of crap as a man, and I hope you don't come back to WWE. Sorry.
I was not a fan of him in TNA, and I'm not going to be a fan of him in WWE.
I don't think so either. Sorry, MVP.
Yeah, I'm going to have to pass on that one.
What about, they were talking about giving Ethan Carter, speaking of TNA, Ethan Carter III, a contract.
I don't think Ethan should do it because they already gave him the big old poo-poo one time. So what's to say they won't bring him in, make him mid-card, and be like, deal with it.
They slaughtered him in NXT. It wasn't his place. And then with TNA, he ran wild. He grew. And I think if he goes back to WWE, they're just going to see him as Derek Bateman again. Not Ethan Carter III.
No, they won't continue the character. No. However, I will say this, depending on if he owns the rights to the name or TNA owns the rights to the name, which I'd assume TNA owns the rights to that name, that they would let him keep it, because Samoa Joe was able to keep his name, Bobby Roode was able to keep his name, Austin Aries was able to keep his name,
I think they own the rights,
EY was able to
ROH,
keep his name.
They had the same names too.
And
CM
they probably
Punk,
have the rights
the same
to it.
name over the years.
Yep.
So.
You know he's supposed to fight here in the UFC, right?
Yep. UFC 202.
You know what? I bet you it doesn't happen. I'm gonna bet you it doesn't happen.
Why are you saying this?
I think he's gonna back out.
You think he's gonna back out?
I think he's gonna get injured
CM
again.
Punk, you're my boy. I hope you.
I love CM Punk. I love CM Punk, but I don't want him to fight. I don't want him to fight in the UFC because I think it's a whole different ball game. And
now
he may be a Greco-Roman master, okay? But
this guy was my friend for a minute here until he started talking about
damn dog.
CM
This is just
Punk.
a podcast. We don't have to be pulling friend cards.
CM
and shit.
Punk, you better not.
No,
bitch
I
out,
think
dude.
I think it's just not going to happen. I think it's just going to continue to get pushed because I think Dana White brought him in as just a promotional piece. He doesn't really intend to use him.
Yeah.
And I think, and look, they're selling the UFC anyway. It's sold for reportedly $4.2 billion motherfucking dollars in Dana White's pocket. Damn. You know he's happier than a pig in shit right now. And he looks like one, so you can imagine what that would look like.
Oh, poor Dana White.
I would not doubt.
What about James Storm? They were talking about James Storm coming
He already
back.
came over to NXT and then bitched out and went back to TNA. So isn't he on contract right now?
Yeah, but they could buy out that contract pretty fast if they wanted to.
They really could. They could swoop in. And
who knows? And TNA's in shambles right now. I mean,
I would love. Can I say this? I'd love to see Beer Money in WWE.
That's what I'm saying too.
I love Beer Money. That's where it's at.
Yep.
I mean, if they could get Beer Money and the Motor City Machine Guns, I think I would be happiest.
I love the Motor City Machine Guns.
They were that was probably my two favorite tag teams from TNA. Yeah. 100%.
That was when TNA
and then
was
individual, they were fantastic as well. So I mean,
TNA, you used to do such a fantastic job of making talents look great, and now you just are a crumbling piece of shit.
I even like the whole Team Canada team.
Oh yeah, it was
that was
TNA
even cool
was great
lines.
until Hogan and Bischoff
when they came in and they stripped the six-sided ring and they made it WCW.
That looks like a play place, brother. Yep. Tear it down to make it look like WWE. Oh shit, we're nothing like WWE.
That's the thing is TNA was liked because it was different.
Can I ask you this? Would you like to see the Hardys leave TNA and come back to WWE?
Yes, I would. I'd love to see at least, I don't know what
I think Enzo and Cass versus the Hardys could be a pretty bomb tag team match.
I watched
or New Day.
TNA the other day, and I haven't watched it for a long time, and Matt Hardy's hairdo is just crazy.
Matt Hardy is a very different individual, but so is Jeff.
Yes, true.
Jeff is the only man I know that would, well, other than like Razor Ramon, that will get in the ring just fucked up out of his mind and still continue to try to perform really difficult spots that you should not try when on certain drugs.
Jeff Hardy, I love you, but you're so lucky that Sting didn't just beat the shit out of you at Victory Road. Speaking
of Sting, R.I.P. to Sting and his career for WWE.
Oh, yeah.
Do you hate on Seth Rollins for that? Do you give him grief?
Mistakes happen.
He yelled out, if you listen, when that first turnbuckle powerbomb happens, he yells out, "That was my bad." And Sting says it was the first one that it kind of popped and he was like, uh-oh, that's not right. And then the second one, he really got whiplashed, and that's what literally gave him paralysis for a couple moments, and they had to call the match.
I don't know what to say about that. You know,
I love Seth Rollins, so I can't hate on him.
I know.
And can we,
Sting's old.
Let's get off this brand split, the brand split, and let's go ahead and jump forward here, because I really want to talk about, before we're said and done, this whole Shield epidemic and the breaking news not too long ago of Roman Reigns getting a wellness violation and being suspended.
See, I don't know much about this, but
it would have had to be for like pot or something stupid, because if it was steroids, they'd be slapping him with a lot more than 30 days.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he is Vince's golden boy. They've been pushing him down our throat for 2 years.
Vince McMahon, listen to me right now.
You get your old ass up and you put your fucking headphones on and you listen right now, you old cocksucker.
Roman Reigns is...
I'm sorry, that was over the top.
as good as you think he is, and pushing him on us like you pushed The Rock on us isn't gonna work.
No, but here's
until you give The Rock, right? You give Roman Reigns his own position.
Let's back that motherfucker back up real quick here, because when it comes,
now we have to listen to
now,
this guy.
no. Let me say this, no, because I am not going to defend Roman Reigns.
Boston Ramblers on now.
You shut your fucking
Boston
Canadian mouth.
Ramblers
You
coming.
shut your fucking north of the border mouth right now, okay? You don't
You
even
hear
have to
this
say
racism
so.
coming out of here?
Yeah, you know what?
You
Don't
hear
you
this
even?
racism?
Yeah, all right. Let Daddy talk, okay? Are you good?
All right,
Are
let's
you
hear
done?
your point.
Okay, this is my point. Okay, when it comes to Roman Reigns, now, granted, whether it's due to his own inability or whether it's due to Vince McMahon being the master puppet controller, force feeds everything Roman Reigns says and does. Whereas when it came to The Rock, when The Rock was super babyface with his stupid pineapple haircut, and then was completely shat all over and turned heel, he was allowed to let free a little bit and kind of speak his mind. Roman Reigns is not allowed. Roman Reigns is not allowed to do anything without Vince McMahon signing and approving and fucking getting that shit notified.
Himself. He doesn't need to be what Vince McMahon wants him to be.
He needs to be a Samoan badass that just comes out and beats the shit out of people, as opposed to this, I'm not a bad guy, I'm not a good guy, I'm just the... I'm the guy. Yeah.
And Seth Rollins needs to just be turned face, I think, already.
Please. When he
awesome.
came back, he should have been face, and they should have utilized that moment for the double turn, but no.
If McMahon really wanted it to make a difference, he would have got on that microphone and been like, God damn it, Seth Rollins, we're re-scripting it right now. You're gonna be a baby face, so you just go along with the whole audience and let's love it.
I would have absolutely, but here's the thing, is that he believes what his thoughts are best for where the company should go. And I agree, you can't always appease your fans. I agree. But there's certain times, let's say, I don't know, this last title run by Roman Reigns, where they were literally going in and manipulating the audio to get rid of all the overwhelming boos because Roman Reigns was just not accepted as a babyface.
Ridiculous.
And that's the problem, is they won't accept the inevitable. They won't accept that people love AJ Styles. They won't accept the fact that Roman Reigns is not a babyface.
This is policing of WWE all of a sudden.
Oh, it's military constraint, if you will.
Holy shit.
It's absolutely 100% terrible. The unrelinquishing control that Vince McMahon has to have in every cookie jar. Just let Roman Reigns be a badass. Let him be a bad guy. Let Rollins be a good guy, and we can see, think of Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. Mm-hmm. Think of all the other opportunities that would open with him turning face.
I think
Bray Wyatt.
That we're both in agreement.
Oh, the Wyatts. Let's not get started there.
Dean Ambrose should just
Ambrose
have the title
deserves it.
dropped on him right now. And
now,
let him run with it. And the guy, I think, is Dean Ambrose, not Roman Reigns.
I'm going to say Rollins is the best wrestler out of the group. Reigns is the muscle, and Ambrose just has the charisma and it factor. But his moveset, if they do not change that stupid lunatic lariat, I will lose my freaking mind. Because that is just stupid. I'm sorry.
Don't make him lose his goddamn mind. All right.
But no, I agree.
Don't make him...
He is the perfect tweener, but here's the thing I'm going to propose to you. Do you think they dropped the title to Ambrose because of the wellness violation by Reigns?
I don't know what to say about that.
They wouldn't have cut into that motherfucker if they didn't believe that, if there wasn't certain, if they didn't do it, there wouldn't have been backlash. Because think about that. Let's say he gets a wellness strike and he's still champion. Then that whole superhero Cena image that he has going on immediately goes away.
I'll tell you what you do. You put people like Austin Aries, AJ Styles, and Finn
please
Balor
get them
in the
up there.
top places, and you get rid of fucking Roman Reigns completely.
You don't need to get rid of him. Just change him.
Get rid of him. Throw him to the bottom until he can get his own image.
Let me say this. I'm going to give my opinion why I think Roman Reigns...
I'm going to give my own opinion.
You shut your mouth right now, you goddamn Canadian. Okay? Here's the thing.
You hear this hatred towards Canadians?
Well, yeah, because you need to stop it. Okay? Here's the thing.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
If you're going to let me...
Okay.
No, I'll give you a minute.
Okay. It's not a minute yet. Okay.
You don't need to get rid of him. Here's the issue with Roman Reigns. The issue is that since the breakup with the Shield, he hasn't changed his music. No. He hasn't changed his look. Yeah. And he hasn't changed his, I'm a good guy. Well, I'm not a good guy. I'm just a guy. I'm a guy that does stuff. That's a stupid fucking position to have. Get rid of the vest. You're not a fucking SWAT team member anymore. Get rid of that shit, okay?
You know what I
Change
think
the
they
music,
should do?
stop coming out of the crowd, and
should
fucking just come out and beat the shit out of
He
people like
needs to
Lesnar
get
does.
mutton chops.
Beat the shit. What?
And he needs
What is
to
this,
get Wolverine
1970?
claws that just come out and the guy goes, because that's what they try to make him be.
No.
Oh!
They're trying to make him into Super Cena is what they're trying to make him in.
He looks like a super
And they've even,
bitch to
and
me.
if you listen to it, they've even started with that whole spiel of, well, he gets a reaction. It's not a positive or negative.
Yeah.
He's polarizing, and he gets a reaction.
He
You
gets
know
a
why?
reaction.
Because he gets these ladies in the frickin' crowd's panties wet,
Oh,
and
yeah.
these little
Rubbing
kids
their
look up.
tits.
These little
Rubbing
kids
their
look up to
titties.
frickin'. He's a Superman. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That same stupid spiel we dealt with Cena. Because let me say this: I was once a huge fan of Cena when he was a heel.
Fuck Cena. Yeah.
When he was a
I
heel,
liked it when he was a heel.
Mr. Doctor of Thugonomics.
Yep.
Doctor of Thugga-motherfucking-nomics. That was one of the coolest characters he could have had, and then they turned him into this giant pandering pussy that he is now.
Douchebag.
Just a giant.
Speaking of which,
Oh.
have you got to watch on WWE Network Camp WWE at all? Because
Number one, let me just go ahead and say, this motherfucker right here is way too cheap to fucking go out and get the WWE Network. I am not wasting $10 a month for shit like that. Okay? There's other means. Okay? Number two, I have heard that it is funny. However, like, The Rock's voice and stuff is all fucked up, I've heard. Like, they're all kind of weird.
all
Like,
kids.
they're not all...
But the best part about Camp WWE is
it's vulgar and it's
John
not PG.
Cena is such a little pussy in it. I love it because it reminds me of what John Cena really reminds me of in real life. Like,
So you assume he's a Vince McMahon ass kisser?
oh, I think he's got his entire face all the way up Vince's rectum, constantly.
You know, if you think about it, he really is in the first family of WWE with the Bellas and fucking Laurinaitis.
Laurinaitis, yeah,
And, oh man.
yeah.
They're like WWE's first family. We love you guys and we'll make you everything you ever want to be.
Exactly.
But I will not say that in hatred towards Daniel Bryan because I loved that lil sumbitch. Was that a negative? Are you going to go ahead and contrast that thought? Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll let you preach for a minute. I'm going to shut your ass down, but I'm going to let you preach for a minute. Go ahead.
I don't know what to
That's
say
right. You
right
ain't
here.
got nothing
I
because,
don't know what to say right
because
here.
Daniel Bryan was actually a phenomenal
He's
talent.
a great wrestler.
The whole stupid authority
but
angle, take all that out,
he's-
take the stupid authority bullshit, because that's WWE product recycling itself because they're stupid and lame.
I loved you in ROH when you were.
He's a phenomenal
Brian
talent. Can we say
He's
that?
a phenomenal talent.
And,
I'll give him
and of
that.
any of Shawn Michaels' prospects, I would say was the closest
yeah.
to being him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Absolutely 100%.
Sure. Sorry, Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I agree there.
You're trying.
No.
You're
So,
trying.
now, can we, again, where we get off topic so goddamn easily, when it comes to this brand split and SmackDown moving to Tuesday, do you really think that's going to help the SmackDown product actually?
I
Because
don't
we
think-
had the brand split once and they had the 2 titles. Do you think they do that again?
I think they're going to do
I
that
think they should do
again.
one. No, they should do one title.
I think they're
There
going to
should
do
be one
two
title.
titles
That's
again.
stupid. They just unified them.
But I also
That's
think
stupid.
that I think it's a halfway. It's a good idea.
Just proves that they're
But-
freaking nearsighted. They don't see anything in the future. They just immediately
But
pull the trigger.
The problem I
Fucking
think
prematurely
is that
pulling the trigger and ejaculating all over the goddamn place.
SmackDown is never going to have what Raw has.
But what? Time out on that. I'm gonna on that one, okay?
this?
No.
you
Let
guys
me-
hear this?
No.
Monday Night Raw.
Can I just say this?
You cannot compare.
Let me ask you this.
SmackDown
What if they
to
do this?
Monday
What if they
Night
take
Raw?
Rollins? What if they take Cena?
Well,
What if they take guys
take
like
'em.
that and put them on SmackDown?
That's what
you
they're
don't think that'll be a
talking
big enough
about
draw? AJ Styles.
I don't think so. I don't
Kevin
think
Owens.
so.
They put these guys on SmackDown. You don't think it'll draw?
It'll draw, but I don't think it's going to
Cesaro.
draw as much as they're expecting it to draw. Like they
Enzo
want,
and Cass,
they want
New Day.
SmackDown. It could happen. It could happen.
It can finally get
It
to
can
where
happen.
Raw is if they put the fucking effort into
That's
it.
exactly what. they
That's
have
the
to do.
issue. If they don't,
They-
make it the bitch show every time,
Here's
then
what I
it'll
think
work.
WWE is going to do. They're going to think, let's just do it fast and swift and everything, and everybody's going to love SmackDown, and then they're going to be like, oh, god damn it, not as many people watch SmackDown, never mind, let's back out.
Yep.
Where if they really want to do this brand extension, they got to see it out to the fullest, and they have to invest in SmackDown like fucking crazy. Just invest, video production. You got to invest.
It needs to be Raw level.
Yeah.
They need to have real storylines. They have to have real talent. And here's the thing. I really like this whole ploy type thing where they're not going to set general managers up again. It's going to be now, and inevitably it's going to come down to those two are going to fight for who controls Raw, who controls SmackDown. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
But with this whole new infused era type thing that they're trying to push, I know that from what I've read, Shane McMahon does look into the dirt sheets, and he does see what the IWC and communities like that think. For those of you that don't know, it's Internet Wrestling Community. If you don't understand acronyms, my bad. So anyway, I know that he looks into that type of thing, and he knows that there's this giant groundswell of discontent of fans just starting to tune out. There is no more casual fan because there's way too many other things on TV now for people to be interested in that. What do they have? 3, 5, 6 hours of televised events every week? Think of that. When it moves, it'll be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday that they'll have nonstop coverage for sports entertainment. NXT we'll call wrestling because it's still that.
Here's what I think they need to do. If they want to go about with SmackDown, they need to make it poppy. They need to make it edgy.
Bring the fist back.
They need to make it something
I miss
different
the fist.
than Raw.
You remember the fist?
I remember the fist.
I miss the fist. Bring back the fist. Hashtag bring back the fist.
Should we tweet that?
Yeah, that's right. We're going to tweet that. We're going to tweet that out.
Instead of being PG, maybe they should be TV-14 on SmackDown. And they should see how many people watch TV-14.
I absolutely agree it increases. I absolutely agree that if they were to broadcast to an older audience, the diehard fans, if you will, that have been clamoring for things like different storylines, have been clamoring for things like, I don't know, John Cena to fucking turn heel already because it's been a decade of the same stupid, I can beat everybody.
You can't see me.
It's terrible. And you know what? I loved the fact, let me say this again, going back to Shane McMahon, and whoever within creative, etc., that brought up the whole fact when AJ Styles was talking to John Cena, talked about being buried by him I love the fact that they broke that fourth wall, that kayfabe, and admitted like, hey man, everybody that fights you loses.
Yep.
That's a thing. So, and I think we all know that if Cena and Styles are gonna go at it again, you know who's gonna win. He never loses that second match.
Nope.
So unless they... that's the curveball. That's the curveball.
Hulk Hogan in the 80s and 90s.
Please don't give me the I am a real American Hogan.
Do you remember what WrestleMania was it?
Oh.
Bret Hart versus Yokozuna. And somehow...
Did you know Yokozuna shit himself and then splashed Bret Hart and he had shit all over his... What a terrible time to fucking be...
But isn't that what that reminds you of with Cena?
Yeah, it does.
Like, anytime
Hogan's
like, I want the belt, brother. It's like the same thing with Cena. He's like, yeah. McMahon, I'm just feeling a title run right now. I mean, look how many title runs has that fucker had?
He's a 16-time... He's tied with Ric Flair now.
Yeah.
He's tied with... So next title he gets will break record. For WWE, I mean, we're not counting the NWA. We're not talking any of the former titles because Flair held titles at other places. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer in both WWE and NWA. So I mean, but no, I mean, with Cena, it's just it's a stale product, and that's the issue I have with this brand split. Is if it's done right, it can make the product fantastic again. If it's done wrong, it will completely turn out to be the reason I stopped watching because it was the brand split and it was Evolution for about 4 or 5 years, if I'm not mistaken, where they just pretty much dominated every single person for mass amounts of time.
Let me give WWE a little bit of advice. Okay?
Don't suck.
Don't
it's not
bury TNA talent. Don't bury talent from any other place. Stop making them look like shit. You did it with Sting, and you fucking fucked him up. He's all retired now and shit, and he was one of the greatest wrestlers ever. Don't bury AJ Styles. Don't bury Austin Aries. Don't bury Samoa Joe, Eric Young, any of those guys. Live them up to their full potential, because obviously
it can make the product it can make the product what it was 10, 20 years ago. It can make it phenomenal again.
I mean, did you watch the match with Roman Reigns and AJ Styles?
Oh, you know what? And that's the drag. The drag on Reigns is he can't wrestle. That's not true. He's like Cena. If he's put in the ring with someone that can really go and can dictate and then can tell a good story and the good ring psychology, good back and forth, give and go, some good false finish. Because I hate when people are like, there shouldn't be false. I like a good false finisher too. But I mean, if it's all done right, you can tell an amazing story. And AJ can do just that. AJ is one of the best talents we have. Athletically, with his mindset, his ability, his presence. I mean, heel or face, which, one thing on AJ, love you, bro. Please cut your motherfucking Bieber hair. Get rid of that shit. I don't like the emo Bieber hair. Gone. Get rid of it.
AJ,
please.
I like it, bro.
Please. You would.
I like it.
You would. You Canadian motherfucker.
I want to grow my hair out like yours now,
You're
AJ.
probably voting for Bieber for president, aren't you?
I got it going pretty good.
Oh, man. See,
No. Canada doesn't take anything to do with Bieber because he is no longer a Canadian citizen. He renounced his citizenship. He's now your guys' American problem. So, Merry Christmas. There's Bieber. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sorry, America. We just died a little inside.
But, okay, for the end
I think
of this,
what we need is Shia LaBeouf come out.
Oh, man.
And just whip the shit out of Bieber.
Shia,
put him in his place.
Up
America,
and down
baby.
The highway looking for you. I was gonna
he
pick
didn't
you
put
up.
GPS coordinates out there or nothing.
I know.
Couldn't find him.
Man, if you're gonna
I'd pick you up.
hitchhike, at least Twitter me and let me know where you're hitchhiking, man.
Speaking of, I'd like to pause on that note because the Kings of Chaos, we are on Facebook, guys. We are on Twitter. So I'd like to do a poll right now. Anybody that listens, anybody that's subscribed or not subscribed, if you're not, go ahead and subscribe right about now. That'd be cool. But anyway, guys, go to Twitter, go to Facebook. We want to know what you guys think. With this brand split, do you guys think it's going to be a positive thing or a negative thing? Whether you're a casual fan, whether you're a longtime fan, die-hard fan, really don't give a shit, you're in it to see titties, whatever you're into, man, let us know. Comment. Come on.
What do you think it's going to be? Is it going to be a thumbs up or is it going to be a thumbs down? Is it going to be all in where it's like the Monday Night Wars?
I think people are optimistic.
Again? Or do you think it's going to just trash?
From what I've seen from Wink, from EWN, and I hate to even use his name, but Dave Meltzer, piece of shit. Anyway, from what I've seen from these guys, I mean, there is a lot of optimism, but again, it comes back to if they do it right. So again, guys, King's YouTube, Twitter, let us know what you guys think. Kings of Chaos on Facebook, let us know. What do you guys think?
Season 2 is going to be coming out of Kings of Chaos.
Check it out.
We're looking for people to let us know what you want to see.
What do you guys want to see, man? What do you want us to do?
Let us know. We're going to do it. We're going to
try anyway.
We're going to get it out on season 2.
We're going to try not to go to jail, though. I'm going to promise that.
I'll probably go to jail.
No, he'll probably go to... Yeah, I'm gonna...
It'll be all right.
That'd be sweet. I like that. That plays out well for
I could take a nickel or so, probably. 5 years, that ain't nothing.
I'll tell you what, I'd like to throw this out here right now, too. I think if we can get 5 subscribers in one day... I think the Kings of Chaos will do something extreme. You guys want us to get shot in the ass with a paintball? Or do you guys want us to be shot with fireworks? Give 5 subscribers one day. 5 subscribers, we'll do it.
And I'll get shot in the ass with a paintball gun. Bare ass. Turned up all the way. It's gonna be awesome.
And we'll just go from there. I mean, if you guys want to see one of us get tased, I mean, you guys want to see something crazy?
We'll take Masons.
I mean, you guys subscribe, we'll do it. Subscribe and we'll do it, man.
We'll take it.
We're not in this for the money. We're in this for the show, baby. We're here to entertain you guys, so let us know.
The more we get, the more extreme we will be.
Oh, yeah. The Kings are just scratching the surface, guys. We got tons of skits coming. If you guys are fans of Dr. Phil, if you guys are fans of Nancy Grace, if you guys are fans of Charlie Sheen, if you guys are fans of giant squirrel pranks, if you guys are into dead Steve Irwin.
What about Steve Irwin?
Steve Irwin's gonna be on the King's Case just soon. I'll promise. He's coming back from the dead. He is. But, so anyway, I mean, guys, tune in. We got a lot of cool stuff coming. You have no idea.
Just
please
make sure you're
subscribing, share.
Check us out on
Come
Twitter. Check
Facebook,
us out on
Twitter.
Facebook.
We're everywhere.
Thank you, guys.
We're everywhere.
This has been the WWE Kings of Chaos podcast.
Rule your realm. We out.
This has been the Kings of Chaos podcast with your hosts, K-Sick and Rock Attack AK-47. Thanks for listening. Until next time, rule your realm.